Recap of Astronaut Reserve Training Block 3, Week 3. Now, the first half of this week was all about robotics. I started this module last week, but I wanted to bring all of these together. So the first one was actually in our VR lab downstairs and just getting familiar with how to manipulate different frames of reference. And it's kind of like a video game when you work towards operating the Canadarm, the robotic arm on the International Space Station. Obviously, this is just a model. The real Canadarm is 17 meters long when fully extended, and it's about 1.5 tons. It's a symmetrical arm, and it has two ends, and it can basically walk around the station onto different locations. And you can use it to move things, to grab berthing vehicles. You can even use it to put a person on board if you need to move them across to a really far part of the station during an extravehicular activity. It has a lot of degrees of freedom. At each end, it can rotate in various different directions. So we learnt about the various cameras that are available so that you can make sure that everything around the arm when you're going to be moving it is free. Then we worked up towards using these consoles to be able to actually manipulate the arm. You can manipulate the translation using this one. And fun fact, it has this little cage around it so that you can actually grab onto something when you're floating around in microgravity. And then you can control pitch, yaw, and roll with this one. But that's not enough. You need to be able to choose the different camera views that you have and kind of the speed of movement and things like that. So we worked through 3 different classes of robotics training, but there's a lot more still to do. For the second half of week 3, I was actually back in the UK. It coincided with the launch of Artemis 2. So I spent 6 hours on live TV on Sky News just talking about the launch, which was a fantastic experience. And I had a lot of interviews throughout the following days as the mission went on. And it was such an amazing experience to go along with those astronauts as they were doing what they were doing. The real reason I went back to the UK was for an event called Would I Sci to You in Cambridge. It was a really fun science-themed panel show where we had a series of scientists as well as some well-known journalists and comedians from the UK. My team won, but that's not what it was all about. It was really to be able to tell some fun science stories and laugh along with the audience.